a difficult question, but you know, when we do these difficult questions, you are able to see that, okay, questions may be as difficult as it seems on this lesson for today. Then you are able to know the amount of work that you need to invest into practicing this kind of questions. I do agree if one says it's a bit difficult, but it's easy if you understand the circuits. Okay, so you shouldn't study the difficult ones. Start with the simplest ones, which are in your textbook. Do those examples from there. That's when you can try the question papers. So guys, we've got 9.4, which says calculate the reading on the voltmeter when switch S it's open. So they want the reading on the voltmeter. Okay, so this is what they want. This question is 9.4 and it's allocated how many marks? 3 marks. So it's allocated 3 marks. Okay, so what they want is that reading on V. Okay, so we know we've got EMF, which is equals to we know the formula, it's I into capital letter R plus small letter r. Okay, so if we expand this formula, guys, we know this is I times r, I times smaller r. We know V is equals to I r. Okay, so that means this I multiplied by the capital letter R, let me just write it down, plus I small r. So this is the external V and this is the internal V. Okay, so guys, this is V external plus V internal. Okay, so the reason why I'm doing this is because we already know what is the external V. Okay, so the external V, remember guys, the external V is that V which is what was it? I think we've calculated that external V, and if I remember very well, it was what was it? I think it was 19. It was 19. It was 19. What was it? Wasn't it 19 volts? I think it was 19 volts. Because if you remember, the external V, it's that V across this 19 ohms resistor. So you can just go back to the previous question. You'll remember that this was 19 volts. Okay, so this is the external voltmeter. So now have we got the internal voltmeter? This is what we can calculate because we've got enough information. So let's say V internal, it's equals to, we obviously know that it's I times small r. Okay, so what is the current flowing there? It's the combination of those two. Okay, which is 0.75 plus 0.63 close multiplied by 1. What is 1? 1 is that small r. Okay, so remember guys, I hope you're not confused by this part, because I've just indicated that the current flowing there and the current flowing there combined is the current flowing through the black wire, and you can see the black wire it's passing through that system or that battery. So now that means you've got 0.75 plus 0.63 close open times 1, and this is equals to a 1.38 volts. Okay, let me see, because I've added those two. I'm not sure what happened for me to get a 1.33. Let me see, 0.75 plus 0.63, it's equals to, yeah, no, I got I got 1.38. It's just that I wrote it incorrectly there, but I hope you were able to notice on your calculator when you were punching that you've got 1.38. As I've said in the previous lessons, guys, it's very, very much important that when I do this type of questions, I make mistakes, because you'll be able to notice how I recover from those mistakes. Okay, and again, there's a value in every mistake, so you must at all times make sure that, especially when you practice, you make those mistakes so that you're able to consult with your teacher. They're going to show you where you made a mistake. Make sure to ask them, why did you make that mistake? Make sure to ask this question. Just ask them, say, why did I make that mistake? Then based on the information that you know, they will be able to check what was your approach, what were you thinking when you're doing this. In that way, that's how you'll be able to detect the things that makes you to make the mistake. If it's the issue of information, then in conclusion, you will know that you need to go and read some more, so that you don't make minor mistakes as a result of you not being aware of some of the information that you didn't read about. Okay, so guys, our question is almost done. We now have the V internal. Okay, so if we have the V internal, we can use that formula, because we know now the V internal is 1.38. Okay, so that means the EMF, it's equals to 19 plus 1.38, which is equals to obviously 20.38 volts. Okay, what are you noticing here, guys? Someone would say, I'm actually noticing that V is actually reading the EMF. Okay, so that means that V there, it's measuring the EMF. Okay, very much important, guys. Very much important. So where do you score some marks? Okay, so let's see. If I'm marking your paper, then I'm going to give you a mark for just writing the correct formula. So it's either you wrote that formula, this formula, or that formula. I'm just going to give you a mark. Okay, so after getting a mark for that formula, then I know you already have this as your V external, so I don't need to give you a mark there. I can give you a mark for actually calculating that internal voltmeter, the internal voltage. So I can give you a mark there, and again, I know you already identified the formula to calculate the EMF. So your last mark comes from the final answer. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where you score your 3 marks. So this brings us to the end of our lesson for today, and I hope you enjoy it. So guys, if you've watched this video until this far, please do make sure that you subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit the bell notifications so that you're notified of future uploads. And please do make sure to like the video if you feel like it was worth it. So guys, this brings us to the end of our lesson. I thank you very much for joining. My name is Desmond, and I'm signing out.